Hello again, this is Mr. Wynn with part 3 of the Chapter 8 Part 2 test review. We just finished problem number 14, so now on 15, there's only 5 more, so we're almost done. This is a 5-step problem. It's addition, well, it has subtraction, we gotta fix that. So make sure you make it a plus sign and put a negative 1 up here. Also, this is an inequality, which requires technically shading, test points. Anyways, factor the bottoms. The first one's just 8 over 1. Plus, at least in space, the top is negative 5 over x, so that's prime, can't do anything. Greater than, at least in space, 19 over x. Alright, I need an LCD. Look in the bottoms, I see 1, but well, again, 1's only that doesn't matter for LCD or GCF. Then I see x. That's it. So I fix the fraction, step 3. The first one's missing x over x. Second one's not missing anything. Third one's not missing anything. So I make a big fraction for each side. The left side, x times 8, is just 8x plus negative 5, I would say minus 5, all over LCD, which just happens to be x, is greater than 19 over LCD. Alright, I'm going to get the restrictions out of the way. LCD is just x can't be 0, so it's a letter by itself. So now I'm going to ignore the LCD, or the more on the bottom, just solve the top. So 8x plus minus 5 is greater than 19. It's an easy algebra 1 problem. Solve for x, add 5 both sides. So 8x is greater than 24. Divide both sides by 8. X is greater than 3. Now that's not the full answer. Remember, for inequalities, you have to use the answers and the restrictions and make zones on the number line. So that means this. We have 0 somewhere and 3 somewhere. There are 3 sections. There are numbers to the left of 0, between 0 and 3, and to the right of 0. Alright, so I'll just do like this. We must do a test one from each section and plug into the original problem and see whether it's true or not. So, let me erase this so we can see it. I need to pick a number left of 0. So let's pick negative 1, because negative 1's right here. Alright, so I'm plugging into the original problem, and I'll write here, I'm going to erase it each time. So 8 minus 5 over negative 1 should be greater than 19 over negative 1. Well, that's 8 plus 5 should be greater than negative 19. 13 is greater than negative 19. Well, that is true. So the left side is good. I need to do the middle section. Let's try a positive 1. Right, so 8 minus 5 over 1 should be greater than 19 over 1. Well, that's 8 minus 5 is greater than 19. 3 is greater than 19. Well, that is false. The middle section is out. In the right side, pick something bigger than 3. Let's do 5. No, let's do 19. Make life easy. 19's way out here. Remember, you pick anything on this side. I pick a little bigger. You can do 1,000 if you want. All right, I picked 19 for a reason you'll see in a second. So 8 minus 5 over 19 should be greater than 19 over 19. Well, 8. This fraction, 5 over 19, it's a decimal, but it's less than 1. So I'm just going to call it 0.25. Why not? So it's close to that. Now I chose 19 because 19 divided by 19 is 1. That's easy. So 8 minus some decimal 1, that's 7 point something. Technically 7.25 is greater than 1. That's true. So that's true. So there's 2 true sections here. So this is an OR statement, which is outside the OR. So you have to say the letter x is less than 0 or x is greater than 3. That is your answer. Alright, so that was a long problem. Was the inequality? You have to test each section, each zone. 16. Write a reasonable equation for the following rational function graphs. Alright, again, we had a problem like this earlier. We have the information. We have VA. There's one VA. What is it? It is at negative 1. X can be negative 1. Alright, we have a HA. Y can be 0. So K is 0. And A, well, they start on the top right. So top right means it's positive, because positive means top right. So now we fill in the equation. We're on top of fractions A, it's a positive number. On bottoms our restriction, well, let's start factor. The restriction is a positive 1, that means the interest should be x minus 1. And then K is 0, so you can say plus 0, or again, you don't write plus 0. So this, a reasonable equation for this is any positive number. Let's say 2. 2 is positive on top, and on bottom just x minus 1. That's the answer. 17. Jacqueline can paint a picture in 3 hours. Stephanie can paint the same picture in 2 hours. How many hours will it take for the two of them to paint the picture if they work together? So I mean, people are helping each other out. They should be faster than each individual person. So this is a work rate problem. You have to write the fractions correctly. So we're going to do person by person. So Jacqueline can do 1 fraction per or in 3 hours. So like miles per hour. So 1 per 3. So 1 painting per 3 hours. And do Stephanie. She can do 1 painting per or in 2 hours. All right. And together, how much do they do? They do one painting. We don't know how long. It's definitely not 5 hours. If they can do 3 hours and 2 hours respectively, they should be faster than 2 hours. There's my equation. It's an adding problem. We're really solving. Factor the bottoms. Well, they're all prime. 3's prime, 2's prime, x prime. So I'm not going to rewrite it. Next, I do LCD. Well, I need a single 3. I need a single 2. I need a single x. So fix the fractions. I should have space. That's all right. First fraction is missing 2 and x. Second fraction is missing 3 and x. Third fraction, last fraction, is missing 3 and 2. So make a big fraction on each side. So this first one's 2 times x times 1 plus 3x times 1 over the LCD equals that's 6 times 1 over the LCD. I might as well take out the restriction now. In this LCD, the only restriction I want to see x once by itself is 0. So make sure your answer's not 0. Ignore the LCD because we don't care about the bottom anymore. But this is really just, if I distribute that, that's a 2x plus 3x equals 6. Right? Algebra 1 problem, combine terms. 5x equals 6. Solve for x, I divide. 5 divided by 5. X equals 6 over 5. That's our answer. They do want the decimal, so let's look at the decimal. We're in the calculator. You just types the thing without doing alpha equals 6 divided by 5. It's what is it? 1.2. 1.2 hours. Alright, so they work together. They save 0.8 hours. Alright, so when people work together, they finish tasks faster. That's normal because each person's helping out doing part of the work. Alright, 18. Well, guess what? 18 doesn't exist right now. It's blank on the test, so maybe it'll be a 19 question test, or maybe it'll give you 5 points. We'll find out later. 19. Whew, another inequality, adding 5 steps. Let's see, factor the bottoms. They're all factored. So step 2, LCD. We need a 1x and a 3, and that's it. So fix each fraction. First fraction's missing the 3. Second fraction's missing the x. Third fraction's missing a 3, but now all 3 fractions have a 3 and x on bottoms. We just call it LCD. I'll multiply 3 times 1 is 3, plus x times 1 is x, over the LCD. It's greater than 3 times 4. That's 12 over the LCD. Since we're solving, might as well do the restriction now. X is by itself. There's no parentheses, that means 0. Make sure you answer the x is not 0. Now we're going to solve, so ignore the bottom. Just solve the top. So it's 3 plus x is less than 12. Easy algebra 1 problem. Solve for x by itself by subtracting 3 both sides. X is less than 9. Okay, now that's our answer. Because it's an inequality, this sign right here, we got to do sections of a number line. We need 0, our restrictions, and then our solutions. So there's 3 sections here. There's to the left of 0, to the between 0 and 9, and to the right of 9. I gotta plug it into the original problem. So what number is left of 0? Let's see how good y'all are. I'm gonna try the number -1,000,000, or maybe negative infinity. Alright, so I pick a one way out here. Let's say it's -1,000,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I plug into the original problem. 1 over -1,000,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 1 over 3 is less than 4 over -1,000,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so this number sense, 1 over -1,000,000 is a very tiny number. It's really close to 0. I mean, technically it is 0, so I'm just cancel out. I'm going to ignore it. So the left side is 1/3. The right side, 4 over -1,000,000. Again, when you divide 4 by 1,000,000 pieces, it's so tiny, like it's almost nothing. Okay, it's basically 0. So is 1/3 bigger than 0? Answer's no. Sorry, smaller than 0, the answer is no. Alright, now you could try -1, you got a false statement as well. So any number to the left of 0 would have been false. I just chose a million, so I could get a fraction be 0. Between 0 and 9, let's do something easy. Let's do 1. Alright, 1 over 1 plus 1 over 3 should be less than 4 over 1. Well, 1 over 1 is 1 plus 1/3 should be less than 4. Well, is 1.33 repeating? Less than 4? Answer is yes, it's true. So this middle section is good. Right section, I'm pick positive a million. Alright, I'll check it out. 1 over a million, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 1 over 3 should be smaller than 4 over a million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, when you divide 1 by a million, it's so tiny, it's pretty much 0. Plus 1/3 is less than when 4 divided by a million. It's pretty so tiny, it's pretty 0. So is 1/3 smaller than 0? Is a positive number smaller than 0? The answer is no, that's false. So that's out. The only section that works here is the very center, the middle section, between 0 and 9. So my final answer is the letter X is between 0 and 9. And be careful on the signs here. If the original problem had an equal sign, like it was closed, then you need an equal sign underneath. But since it's open, then both of them are open. Alright, last problem, 20. And it's an easy graphing one. To graph, it's a reciprocal. It's A, there's the X on bottom, there's K on the side. Ignore K, look at the fraction. Can I factor the top or bottom? Top, no. Bottom, no. So then I go for restrictions. X cannot be positive 4. Okay, that's our VA. Our HA, Y cannot be positive 5. Then our A is negative. Negative means bottom right. So let me do it like this. I'm going to draw the HA and VA first. So VA first. Positive 4 for X. So X-axis, positive 4. Draw the dashed line where you can't cross that. HA, positive 5 for Y-axis. So right here, sideways line, it's horizontal. Alright. And then I do the bottom right. So in this bottom right area, I get pretty close to this line. Right on it, pretty close to this line where I can't cross it. Connect it with the curve. And then I go diagonal from each other, crisscross checkerboard pattern to get really close to that line, close to this line, draw a curve, whatever. That's ugly. Let me redo that. Undo. Alright, that's a little better. Alright, that's it. That's the answer. Alright, that's your whole test. Hopefully you understand everything. If not, make sure you ask questions, but make sure you study. Hopefully you wrote this down for a replacement grade or just help you study for the test. And this is Mr. Nguyen. Thanks for watching. See you in class. Bye.